Ladies and gentlemen, today we're getting into a very relatable story. A story that I feel like a lot of people, could relate to, because this is just, it's the cringe of the cringe. There's a lot of things in this world that are just things that nobody can avoid, and they're just the cringiest, most awful things in the world. But before we get into that, subscribe if you're new. We do Madden content, but we also do things like this because I'm a human and I can't just play Madden every day of my life, because I am a human that functions, and I can't just play video games every single day or I'll lose my mind, and no one wants to see me lose my mind. But today we're getting to a story. I'm gonna just get straight into it. Before we get into that, I don't think you subscribed yet. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Go. It's free. It's free. I know your grandma told you. She was like, "Oh, Sonny, nothing's ever free in this world." Lots of things are free, like this. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Go ahead. We're just gonna get straight into it, guys. I tried Tinder. Now I have a girlfriend. I love her to death. This has nothing to do with any of that. I can talk about. I asked her before the video. I was like, "Hey, are you cool with me talking about this?" She's like, "I don't care." So we're talking about it. Guys, I tried Tinder, right? This is the very first interaction I really kind of had. So it kind of gave me a bad rap, right off the bat. But basically how it went down is I was talking to this girl. I matched with her, I went through her pictures. Now in hindsight, this was the stupidest thing I've ever done. I looked through her pictures. They were all Snapchat filters, right? And that, when that happens, typically you're gonna get screwed because it's not gonna be good, and bad things are gonna happen. If she has Snapchat filters on all the pictures, abort the mission, because you're gonna get, bad things are gonna happen. Trust me. But basically, she had all Snapchat whatever. I was talking to her. She seemed nice, whatever. So I was talking, whatever. Finally, I think we talked for about 2 to 3 days, something like that. And we decided that we were going to meet up. We were going to go on a date. Now, hindsight, I don't know if I was just being a thirsty idiot, but I drove so far. This girl lived an hour and 15 minutes away, something like that. And I drove all the way there. So basically, the day of the date, I'm like, oh, whatever, boo, boo, boo. I was under the pressure that this girl was super cute, whatever. Guys, little did I know what I was in for. This was about to be one of the worst experiences of my entire life. So I drive all the way down there. It's like an hour and 15 minute drive. I drive all the way down there, and I get there, and I'm like, hey, because you know how they have those houses that they just every those little neighborhoods where every other house has an address, and there's houses that are missing address. That's what it was. So I text her. I said, hey, what kind of car is out in front of your house? Because you don't have an address. Or maybe you don't have an address because I can't find the address you gave me. She tells me, she's like, I think she said it was a red, orange Nissan, Honda, something like that. I don't remember. But she tells me, and so I'm like, okay, I see the car she's talking about, so I park right. I park. I'm waiting there. I'm waiting for about, 30 seconds. I tell her I'm there, whatever. I see someone come walking out of a house, right? And I see them walk out, and I look away. I'm like, oh, it's not her. And I was like, that might be her house, though. So I was like, is that her sister? What? I was like, whoops. So I turn, whatever. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, this is awkward, because if this is someone I don't know, and then they're gonna be like, hey, are you coming for so and so? Oh, blah blah blah. And it's gonna be super awkward, and it's I just don't even want to go there. So they're walking towards me, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking. They keep walking closer and closer and closer and closer. Pretty soon they're right at my car. I'm like, oh my god. I'm getting mugged right now. I was like, because I don't know this person. I don't know who that is. I've never seen them in my life. I've never, what. And I'm like, oh my god, do I need to grab the strap or something? I look, and she's tugging on my handle of the car. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, who? And I'm like, oh my god. And it clicked in my head. I was like, oh my god. This is the girl. And I'm like, now in this situation, I have one of two options, right? There's only two options here. I confront her on, hey, you guys, let me tell you something. You know how usually a catfish kind of thing is They look the same, maybe, but they have pimples all over their face. They're this and this. They're this and this. Maybe their picture had them having a huge ass. They have no ass. It's like them. No, this was a completely different human being. I'm not even kidding you. This was a completely different human being that looked absolutely zero. Like okay, I have a girlfriend. I'm so in love with her, whatever. So I could say this. This girl that I saw in the pictures, she was probably like an 8. The girl that showed up, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to bullshit you. She was 2. She was a 2 and a 3 on a good day. A good day. Of like the best day. She's going to a wedding. She's a 3. Right? It is what it is. So with that being said, I have one of 2 options here, right? I can either confront the individual and be like, you look nothing like your pictures, and I am scared because I don't know why, and it's honestly not good. Or I can do the second option, which is, just kind of act like it didn't happen, go through with this date and never talk to the individual again, and that's what I went through with, because I kind of thought about it, and like, I'm a be for real with it, like, if you're doing that, you're probably really insecure about how you look and stuff, and I don't want to put somebody down, and like that's not cool. So I was like, you know what, I'm a little bit mad right now because I know this is about to wait. Guys, let me put this in perspective. I drove an hour, let's just say an hour and a half. I drove an hour and a half to her house. We were gonna drive an hour and a half to the outdoor movie theater thing we're going to, so that's 3 hours, right? Now we're gonna watch the movie, which is another hour and a half, so that's 4.5 hours. Then we were gonna go to dinner, that was probably another hour and a half, so that's 6 hours. Then we're gonna drive back to her house, that's another hour and a half. That's 7.5 hours that I was going to go on this individual date. Now that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous that I even had to waste my time. It was awful. So she gets in the car, whatever. We start talking. And this is where I knew she had a game plan, guys. For the people that are here that watch my Madden gameplays, do you ever go into a game and like you're playing someone who has such like, because in football, there's 2 things, right? There's offense and there's defense. And sometimes your defense, like the Chiefs, right? Sometimes your defense can be so terrible, but your offense is so good that you think you can go into a game and win it because one side of the ball. That is, I swear to you, I think that's her mindset. She thought she was the Kansas City Chiefs. She thought she was the Kansas City Chiefs. She went in there with the sheer fact that the way she talked and being funny was gonna make up for her looks. And now, I'm not trying to be rude here, but that's just not possible. I cannot be in a relationship with someone who I am absolutely 0% attracted to. I don't care how funny you are. I don't care how cool your conversations are. I don't care, because at the end of the day, she doesn't know. We don't know who I'm specifically talking about, so I'm just gonna say it. You look like a gorilla. You know what I'm saying? You look like a fucking gorilla. You got the wrinkles in the face. You look crazy. You look nuts. There's no way I'm just gonna look at you and you look nuts, and I'm gonna just be like, yo, but she's funny. You know what I'm saying? She's funny. No. That's not how the world works. We're not playing football. You can't beat me in a 55-52 game because your defense sucks and your offense is goated. That's not how life works. You gotta come in with a well-balanced team. You gotta have the good defense and you have to have a good offense. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a well-fluid team to win the game. Because guess what? My offense and my defense are gonna lock you down and we're gonna put points on the board. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not full of myself. But no, like, guys, it was not good. So basically what happened, get in the car, she starts talking and she's, blah, blah, blah. She's conversation. She's super outgoing. Like, she's just talking and talking. She 100% thought that she was gonna win me over with her talks. But, maybe that formula works when she's playing a different team. You know what I'm saying? But, no, so we go to the movie, she's blah, 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 blah. And at one point, like, she, like, grabs my arm and she's, like, trying to cuddle with me. And I'm like, dude, just get away from me, bro. Like, Like, can we just get through this, like, as individuals? You sit on your side, I sit on my side. And this is the funniest part, honestly. Basically, after the movie, we're supposed to go to dinner, and she's like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Oh, I can't wait to go eat. I'm so hungry." And I'm like, "Yo," I was like, "I just got a text." I was like, "I'm sorry, but I can't go. My dog is really sick, and he's getting rushed to the vet, and I gotta go." I gotta go. And then she literally volunteered to go with me. And I was like, I don't think that would be okay, because I'm like really sad about it. So then we literally, and I'm not good at lying, people. I'm the most straightforward, honest person you'll ever meet. I tell you how it is. I'm not good at lying. So we had to drive an hour and a half back, me lying about my dog and all this crazy shit. It was not a good experience. She definitely thought she could just come into the game with no offense, only defense, and just lock me down. You know, that ain't gonna work, Missy. But guys, I feel like a lot of people have had this kind of experience. So if you've had this kind of experience with the crazy catfish stuff, drop a comment. Cause guys, it's not good when you show up and you see that gorilla face with the wrinkles, and you're like, oh my god, like what in the hell? Like what? There's no shot, right? And then you're just like, oh my god. And you either take one route or the other route. You waste your time or you crush someone's hopes and dreams. So that's the story, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I don't know. It's really funny. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that ever again, because I don't know. That's a funny story though. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. We're a Madden channel, but we're also a Tell Story channel, because we got some stories and I got a lot more to come. So appreciate you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. And if you didn't subscribe, shame on you, sir. Shame on you. Peace out.